Hello, beautiful soul traveler. Here we are entering into the month of October. It's hard to believe we're already in October after a very long and heavy energetic year filled with many shifts and changes. And we are now moving out of the eclipse energy that we started feeling in August. And of course, we were moving through it in September. And I'm not sure how it has been for you, but I know for myself, at the beginning of September, I was deep in the thick of a move. And as you can see, I'm still not really set up in my office. Some things have been unpacked, but much of my stuff is still very much packed, and I'm still living out of my suitcase and a lot of boxes. And I'm still being invited to continue surrendering into the moment and unraveling deep patterns and habits and attachments and expectations. So if you're still feeling a lot of the heaviness, that's okay. We are moving into a bit of a softer energy this month. That doesn't mean that we're still not going to be feeling the struggles and, I guess you could say, moving through the cleanup phase of this eclipse cycle. It just means that the energy is not going to be so heavy and dense and tumultuous in shifting us in an impactful way into a different direction. So as much as I wish things had kind of turned out a bit different than what they did for myself, I am starting to get accustomed, I guess you could say, to this new space that I'm finding myself in for the moment, and being reminded of my practices and what I do to support myself, like going out in nature, de-stressing with my breath and meditation, and finding ways, new ways as well, to support myself in all of this shifting transformation energy. Because like I've shared before, I truly, truly, truly believe that everything happens for us, with us, and through us, even if we have no idea how something is unfolding is benefiting us in the long run. So it has been an interesting experience for me this last month and a half, 2 months really, where everything I kind of still thought I knew and what I was working towards has kind of been challenged in many ways. And I can honestly say that I still have no idea how things are going to continue to unfold for me in this coming year, and what this next chapter is going to look like, since we're finishing this number 9 year and we're moving into the next set of 1 to 9 kind of chapter. But I can say that I'm really proud of myself too for continuing to show up and to doing my best in working with what I'm given. And even though it has not been easy, I am really proud of myself for how I was able to continue breathing, and most importantly, loving myself through all of the chaos, through all of the shifts and turns and hopes running high and then being dashed, and hopes running high and then being dashed, and another item being added to the already surmounting pile of, oh my gosh, what's one more thing? What's one more thing? What's one more thing? I don't know how much more I can take kind of mentality. I'm really proud of how I have showed up for myself and continue to support myself through all the surmounting shifts and changes. So I really hope that you have come to a similar understanding and surrender as you've been moving through and working with the eclipse energy. Now, as I said, October is going to feel a lot lighter for us. It's not going to be without our struggles or our challenges still, but it's going to feel lighter for us. I've already felt a shift in the energy. And if you connect in yourself, I invite you to do so as well. You'll feel a different vibrational frequency, or a different frequency in the air, really, that wasn't there in September. It was almost electrified with change in September, where it was like you would walk into a room, or you would touch something, or you'd have a conversation with somebody, and it would just feel electrified, and it would either blow up in your face, or it would surprise you in being this really supportive conversation. And so the energy, though, has shifted. It's no longer that intense electrified feeling. It is a much softer energy. So this month really is going to be about returning to love. Like, love is always there. And love, that self-love piece is what I'm referring to. And looking at how we perceive other people and other experiences with a more compassionate, loving, and kind response is always going to be at the premise of how we lead and step forward, at least in my humble opinion. And so this month is really going to be about leading with that love and moving into a more flowing state. And when we are working with, I guess you could say, the cleanup of this eclipse energy, we can come from a place of love first, and then flow with what is being invited in front of us. And if it is something of the unpreferred, or something that we wish was different, we can meet it with love, and we can meet it with flow, and we can meet it with this beautiful perspective of, how is this helping me? And what is the gift? What is the lesson in here? And it's not that you need to ask these questions every single time, but it's within that softening into the natural movement of our experiences, even when we wish they were different. And I cannot stress this enough. It is even when we are thick in the middle of an experience where we wish it was something different. So the opposite, I guess you could say, of what we're wanting to create, what we're wanting to experience. Instead of pushing it away or meeting it with more of anger, frustration, confusion, or just irritation, we can say, okay, here's what's in front of me. I wish it was different, but this is what I'm being invited to experience right now. And I'm just going to support myself with love. And I'm going to soften into the perspective of, here's what I'm given. How can I bring more compassion and kindness to this experience and to myself? And come from a loving heart, allowing love to flow first. And I'm already naturally doing this myself as I was feeling into the energies here. And I thought that was really cool and really neat for me. And I'm hoping that you're also coming from more of a heart-centered space and that natural flow into the cycle of life that I mentioned in this last couple videos. So as we're moving into this month, I would like to grab a couple decks and really bring forward some deeper guidance from the cards and see how energetically we're being supported by them as well. My first deck that I was feeling was the Mystic Forest again. And I also felt strong dragon energy. So oh good, they're staying on the card table today. So our first card is, this is interesting. The the pause is the shift. So it's saying your past is now behind you. All you desire is right in front of you. Pause to reconnect with your power and follow the pull of your destiny. Well, isn't that just a beautiful card for us as we are moving into this cleanup, deciphering phase after the eclipse cycle? And of course, the next card that jumped out with this one was also perseverance. I know that we have gotten this card a couple times now over the last couple of months, and I cannot stress enough how perseverance, that continued drive to show up and support yourself, is so necessary. Become your biggest cheerleader, become your deepest fan, your most intense lover, inviting that beautiful self-love experience to warm your deepest desires into that spark of passion that really drives you forward. So perseverance. And again, the reminder on this card is you have the power within yourself to conquer any challenge and come out stronger on the other side. Trust in your resilience and your ability to persevere. So I love that for us. And the pause is the shift. And yes, that's kind of where I also feel too that we're in, is we're leading with love and we're moving into that flow energy, of that cycle of life where things are shifting. But it really is like a pause that we're in now. We're in this state of, okay, that heavy energy from the eclipse season just happened. I might not like what happened, but now it's time for us to pause and really collect and take in account of what happened, where we moved, what occurred, what unraveled, what pattern no longer serves us, what habit no longer serves us, and really looking at what we can bring forward in new habits, new patterns, new beliefs that is going to be much more supportive for us and much more foundational for us as we move into a whole new chapter, as we move into bringing our desires, those deep, deep desires, those heart desires that are just waiting to come forward for us to really just shine our light into this next chapter. And so beautiful, beautiful cards for us to utilize and move forward with. Let's see, is there anything else from this deck? Oh, there's one more. One of a kind. From the moment you emerged into this world, you've had extraordinary talents. You understand starlight, animal voices, and all things magical. Really, what this card is sharing with us is that we are one of a kind, and how we perceive things and that special, unique way that we share our stories and we share our experiences with other people, with our community, with our family. That is unique to us, and only we can see things through our eyes. And so it is a beautiful gift for us to shine our light and to step into that loving, compassionate, and kind perspective as we share our gifts, we share our talents, we share our abilities, we share that beautiful skill set that we have cultivated and curated over the course of our life on this journey, and that we continue to build upon. So I love that for us as we step into this new cleanup or this new pause energy. And now there was an animal card that was really feeling like that they wanted to come out and share a message for us. So let's see what that message is from the animals. So the card that did just fly out as I was talking there was miracles. This is the hummingbird. And it's saying, you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Now, what a beautiful message. And again, this really does pair into that one of a kind. So here we have two beautiful messages from our team, from our soul, from our guides, saying how incredibly amazing it is that we have this unique individuality that when we step into and move forward in sharing this beautiful light that we hold with others and with our community in our reality, it does create miracles. And our energy does soar when we step into that. So I invite you, as you are in this pause energy, in this shifting of where do I go next? Okay, we're in this change and this transformation again. What is it that is unique to you that you can share with other people, that you can share in your community? And maybe this is just the way that you show up when you're at work, you know, shifting the way that you travel to work by setting a beautiful intention that may every, trip to and from your job, you are transforming all of the energies of those around you. Maybe you're shifting and clearing the land where you drive, where you walk. Whatever it is that you're feeling called to step into, looking at how you can share that uniqueness with others is beautiful. I love that. Now, I was feeling, as I mentioned before, some really deep animal energy, and part of that animal energy was coming from the dragons. And so I grabbed my dragon deck, and we're going to see what message is going to come through from the dragons. And I've been really feeling my connection with my own dragon quite deeply these last couple weeks, and just the dragons in general, but specifically my dragon. It looks like we've got the Magenta Dragon. Now, the Magenta Dragon is sharing a message that's saying, it enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, prepare for accelerated ascension. And in some regards, this is exactly where we're at. Since we're wrapping up this 2025 year in the next couple months here. And all of this eclipse energy as we move out of it has really moved us into a whole new chapter, a whole new direction, even if we don't fully know what that looks like yet. Many of us moved over the last couple months. Many of us changed jobs, changed careers, or even changed relationship dynamics within our family, within our personal relationships, and with our friendships, etc. And so there's been a lot of shifts. And of course, even collectively out in society, there's been a lot of information that's come to light. And some of it, I think we're still trying to figure out a lot of, where we kind of stand with things, what is exactly true, what's being still kind of distorted. And so I think for us, just collectively and personally, we have a lot of just feeling into the discerning piece of what it is that we're really wanting to create and how we're really wanting to bring forward our soul's wisdom and share who it is that we really are and who we want to step into being and becoming in this next chapter as well. And so now that we've moved out of the heavy, dense energies from the eclipse energy, we really have this beautiful invitation now and this beautiful offering before us to look at having some fun finally and really kind of exploring all these different opportunities and all these different outlets for us that maybe we didn't have access to before. So with our beautiful Magenta Dragon and our beautiful reminders of this pause energy and this inviting flow into our life with more love and compassion and kindness, and meeting an opposite energy, the unpreferred energy, with that more, with a deeper sense of love and compassion. Doesn't mean we have to like it. And it doesn't mean we have to be like, oh, I'm having an amazing day, when you're not. It just means that you're supporting yourself and you're loving yourself and you're loving what arises, even if it's not what you wish was happening. I mean, when I was in the deepest parts over the last 2 months of, basically crying and screaming and getting angry because I'm human, I'm having these real emotions, I was still returning back to myself, and I was still coming back to, this is where I'm at. I love you. What is it that you need, body? And I was still doing my very best to eat healthy, to get as much rest as I could, even though sometimes that was almost impossible. And if I was getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep, I was incredibly grateful for just any amount of sleep that I could get. And so it was just a matter of me meeting the moment where it was at, where I was at, meeting this moment where I was. And I didn't have to like what was happening. For goodness sakes, I absolutely was not in love with what was happening. But I could soften into the energy, and I could say, Kate, this is where I'm at. I love you. I don't thank you for helping me. I don't know how you're helping me. And I wish things were different. I don't even know what's going to happen. But I'm just trusting. And I really relied on returning back to trusting myself, having faith in knowing that everything was unfolding exactly as it needed to be. And that was not easy to do. It's still not easy to do. And so the biggest takeaway, though, was that I was meeting those moments with love. I was meeting those moments in different capacities than I have in the past. And for that, I am truly grateful and proud of myself for showing up. And so I hope that you've had some beautiful moments that you can look back on and say, wow, I am so proud of myself for how I approached that experience, how I approached that situation. Geez, that was so different than what I have done in the past. And look at how much I've grown. And if you haven't had those moments yet, take some time to reflect back and look back on these last couple months and look at how perhaps you have actually changed and grown more on a deeper spiritual sense that maybe you wouldn't have recognized while you were in that moment. And so with that, I think we're good. Is there anything else you want to share with us for this month? And when I say they, I'm talking about collectively our soul's wisdom and the guides. So I just checked in with our clarifying life situation deck here. And I love this card for us as we kind of wrap up here. It's saying answers unfold. Keep your mind open and be willing to learn from this experience. That is such a beautiful card for us as we continue to keep our hearts open, come from that beautiful love and flow energy, no matter what is arising around us. So, and I guess I should, The other side of this card is make a change, embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart. So here we are. The beautiful validation of us moving out of that eclipse energy, moving into a new shifted chapter filled with transformation and continued opportunities of growth that allow us to become more of who we are desiring to be and what we are desiring to bring forward. And so with that, my beautiful soul traveler, this has been your October intuitive guided message with me, Teresa Stone, Mistress of the Whispering Word, intuitive guide, and sacred space holder. And I am so honored and delighted for you sharing this beautiful space with me. And I invite you to subscribe and follow my channel or reach out to me, write comments, and let me know how you guys are feeling and how you've moved through this eclipse energy. And with that being said, let us move through this month of October with a lighter, softer energy filled with love and flow and pause and so much curiosity and openness to the newest possibilities and the newest paths that are unfolding before us. Have an amazing October, and I look forward to connecting with you again in November.